We are now crossing to the jungle, where Jimmy Jim Naps has Alan Martin waiting to talk to us. Alan, you've seen Martin score again, second game in a row. Tonight it was a better outcome for the Alemanniacs.
Yeah, it was. It's good. It's good to see a new player come to the club and make such an impact like Martin's has done for us. It's almost night and day the difference he can make to a game. As you saw today, from the moment he came on the park, more chances were created, and you saw yourself. He got himself on the score sheet as well. Got a vital few points for us extra than we would have settled for otherwise. So yeah, very happy with that.
How did you feel coming to the jungle after your last game? Of course, your team exerted a lot of energy in that last game against German Beerschot, and Unam are renowned as quite a sturdy team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they've always been hard to break down in the past, and especially since every other encounter has been utterly goalless until today. Yeah, it's so we knew how hard it would be to break them down because they've always been very resilient. But then again, we've always coped quite well with the threat that they pose as well. It was a bit. I thought that maybe we were on the back foot a wee bit to start off with. Obviously, we went a goal down. Went in slightly bizarre circumstances, but still, a goal's a goal. It was probably just down to maybe the head's been a little bit down after the German Beerschot game, but I'm glad we got back into the game and made our mark on it. So yeah, it was good overall.
It was a fairly even first half, a very even first half in fact. Second half it went a bit stale. Do you think it was your own tactical genius, if you will, Alan, that resulted in the win today rather than a draw? It certainly looked like it was going to be a draw for a long time.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the compliment, Jimmy. It's well, I wouldn't quite call it that. I mean, obviously, you've got any manager in my position, I feel, would have been able to look at the game and think this needs something different. As to what, that depends on the manager. But for me, I felt that we needed more pace, more chance creation, and just in general more fresh legs on the pitch. So,
were you surprised that the goal came from a closer cross?
Yeah, it's not often that he finds himself way out in that wide position. I mean, obviously he's one of our fringe players, and he's had a little bit of time in the park, but in training he's always playing a more central role.
Yep.
So I actually quite enjoyed seeing him out there. Very eager to kind of prove his worth and to show that he's more than just that central, big, strong striker. He's capable of getting in the wing, running, beating a player, and getting the ball in the box. So don't worry, I've noted that, and it'll always come into account when I pick the team for our European game coming up.
Yep, you do have Olympic Diving Dave. That is your next fixture.
It is,
You're at Maximo Park. What can you tell us about your preparations for that game?
Well, I mean, you have to take into account the fatigue of players. I mean, at this point in the season, we're approaching the finishing line, and it's getting quite obvious with some players, I think, that maybe a wee bit of a break is needed.
Yeah.
So I need to take that into account, find out who's actually going to be up for the game, because I'll make no doubt about it, it's going to be a very tough test, and it's a competition that we feel we've got a good chance of winning. So it's a lot of importance being placed in this match, and quite rightly so. So I need to try and find out who's fit, who's eager, and who's keen to get on the score sheet as well.
Yep. Just finally, as you've said that it's an important competition, which of course it is, Europe. You are jostling with Mould. They're playing later today.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got a preference as to whether you're focused now on the cup or on getting into the European positions again in the league? There's only a few games left. Hence why I ask.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't see why we can't just put equal focus on both. I won't say that I'm going to go out all guns blazing in Europe and with that having an effect on our league situation, or vice versa. I think we should just take each game as it comes, and it doesn't really matter what game it is, whether it's a European game, a league game, a cup game, you name it. It should just be a game. and every game is a game we're going to try and go to win. So I wouldn't say that I'd be resting players in particular for certain competitions, but it's really just as the fatigue comes, and when I see it fit to rest a player, that'll happen. But it's nothing to do with the competition, it's really just down to that point of the season.
Well, you have another 3 points in the bag tonight. Congratulations, Alan, and we'll see you again for Europe.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Thanks.